What's good, YouTube? It's cuddleofdeath here. Very happy day, woo! And we are back with our next United Championship League battle. This week we are taking on the Toronto Togekiss, coached by TheHeatedMo. His channel will actually be linked in the description. I also have my weird ass team in the description as well. Also still post calming because I am sick. So yeah, check out the description for the exact thing about the team. I start off with my Liepard, and I was actually really surprised that he didn't have like his Clefable, and you know, he has a very threatening draft, by the way. So I start off with my Choice Scarf Liepard, which is running the trick set, which was meant for a Pokemon like his Clefable or someone who wants to set up. But since we knew that we were going to outspeed most of his team with Choice Scarf Liepard, it's very easy for us to use U-turn. I go into Hockey, which is my Heatran here. It's actually mixed Heatran, and I am able to get the rocks up. I was not expecting Spiritomb, and I was actually very excited to see him bring Spiritomb, and it goes straight for the foul play. But because my Heatran is mixed and it has max attack and special attack, which I know is super weird, he takes a fair amount of damage. I go for Protect to restore the HP here. And I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna scout, like I said, restore HP. And I'm like, what the hell is this Spiritomb got as an item? Is it choiced? And it's great to see it. Like, you don't see Spiritomb used often, so I was super pleased to see. So I go back out into TimBit, my Liepard, knowing that it can take a foul play, but unfortunately this thing is just a mean little dude here. We get another U-turn off to get not a free switch, because this thing is punishing everything that comes in. It is just wailing on stuff. Look at it. It's just popping out of an urn with a really weird face. Just going all over the place. So going into maple syrup, my Galvantula, I was like, all right, well maybe a thunder will take it out. Now Spiritomb has really nice special defense. It actually almost takes it out. If we were life orbed, it would have taken it out. And maple syrup dies. A short live for maple syrup, and I was okay with losing it, honestly. I go into Alienware, my Salamence. He is Moxie, so I'm like, alright, Mo's not gonna stay in and let me get a Moxie boost. I go for the Dragon Dance. He stays in, which is unfortunate, which means sad days for Salamence. Salamence is about to get wrecked here and become absolutely useless. This play that he did actually made my night. I laughed so hard when he did this. And just seeing this Spiritomb wreck house just absolutely made my night. So I go into my Latias here, which is my light clay set, so my screener. And I go straight for the Reflect because this thing is just going ham. Going ham on my team. Look at the damage even with the Reflect up. That's so freaking nasty. So I absolutely loved it. I go into my Jellicent, which is the Cursed Body set, hoping to disable his stupid foul play at this point and to maybe start like just doing something. It was very unfortunate that I lost Salamence, which was a big staple for my team there, but I had to try to figure out how I'm going to recover from this and just not give up. Because I knew he wasn't going to switch out here, I went ahead and went for the Hex, knowing that it would kill. Plus, I didn't want to reveal my Giga Drain yet, because I didn't want him to randomly switch into like Swampert or something, or actually I would have loved for him to switch into that. He goes into Swampert, but you know, fun fact, it's a Togekiss. So it's not ideal. And I'm sitting here thinking, what is this thing going to do? So it goes for the Thunder Wave, and I'm like, it's gonna, you know, Serene Grace, Air Slash, there we go, flinch. The Hax God himself, you know, ended up praying right there, and we missed our Will-O-Wisp. So that was really sad. It made me a little bit salty, NaCl salt, you know. So Moose is not doing very great right here. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam, and that's something that I actually forgot. I was going to run Dazzling Gleam on my Jellicent just in case there was that Spiritomb, but I just didn't. So it's okay. I get the Will-O-Wisp off here, needing to get some damage on this Togekiss. And at this point, I'm just like, alright, I wish I could have gotten a free switch into my Latias to get the light screen up, which would be super helpful right now, but there's no way I can get a safe switch into Latias. So what I actually do is I go into Hockey, which is my Heatran, predicting that he's going to go for another Dazzling Gleam, which he does here, which is good for me, knowing that Heatran can take it easily. And because we are a mixed attacker, we actually do have Iron Head, which is meant to deal with specially defensive max HP Togekiss. Iron Head deals a lot of damage. So here, you know, just the burn is ticking away on this cute little Togekiss, and I'm like, well, maybe we can get something from this. I go for a Protect just to scout, get some HP back, and see what he's gonna do. And I figured he was gonna go for the Thunder Wave, and at this point, I'm just like, alright, well, there's not really much I can do. Nothing really wants to deal with Thunder Wave at this point. We do need to get damage off on this Togekiss. And maybe we can turn this around, but I was definitely salty, but in a funny way about my Salamence. He goes for the Aura Spear, which unfortunately I thought it was, well, actually I thought it was going to kill, but because of that Protect that we did, that's the reason why we lived. 1 HP. A little tiny smidgen of HP there. I laughed at that too. This is, well, honestly, I think it's one of my favorite battles that I've had just because of all the funny stuff that's happened. Reflect goes down, he goes out into his Jirachi, and freaking Mo has always brought this Jirachi to every battle, so I was expecting Jirachi. I go for a Protect, trying to figure out if I actually want to sacrifice my Heatran here. I can't think of anything else that I'm going to do with it, especially because this Jirachi is going to outspeed, and there's not really much that Heatran can do. I go for the double Protect just in case I can get it. Obviously, it's not in my favor. It was a very rare chance for me to get that. And Hockey, the Heatran, goes down. A critical hit I do not believe mattered at all. So I go back into my Latias here, trying to figure out again, like, is this a Choice Scarf? Choice Scarfed Jirachi, there we go. And it looks to be, but I'm not completely sure. It might not be. He gets the flinch on my Latias. Again, major salt alert over here. And since I feel like he's Choice, I switch back into my Liepard here, you know, able to take a Heart Stamp. And I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna go actually straight for the Thunder Wave at this point, because I'm sitting here thinking I need to start trying to rely on hacks, and what better way to do it against the quote-unquote hacks god? Just for fun, right? Because all of my UCL battles have always been for fun, and I always say that every single match. So since I have this thing paralyzed, I go back into my Jellicent here because it's a bold physical wall. Curse Body does not go off, and now it comes down to whether or not the para hacks go off on him, and I actually get to use my move. So I was sitting here wanting that so bad. It happens. I was screaming. I freaked out so bad. I go for a Giga Drain. That's quite effective. It was not living that. And I even though I know at this point I'm still in a bit of a bad situation, I laughed so hard. Like, that seriously just, it was another thing on top of seeing my Salamence just get wrecked, like get wrecked scrub right in front of my face. Seeing that happen just added on to my night. I was super sad because Darmanitan was actually a really big problem against this particular team. Nothing actually wants to take anything from him, even Jellicent, because it's at half HP. So I send in my Latias, hoping to sacrifice it to a Flare Blitz so that Darmanitan actually does take some damage. It would have been a bit useful here to still have Heatran, because, you know, him being like a choice item could have locked him in a Flare Blitz. I switch in Heatran, and then I get a free attack off, because otherwise he'd be buffing me with Flash Fire. Trying to rely on hacks again, I go for a Thunder Wave because I'm thinking that at this point that's the only way I can win, is trying to rely on luck, which is not in my favor, unfortunately. He goes for the Flare Blitz, takes out TimBit. There was no way TimBit was living that hit at all. And now I'm stuck with very little Pokemon remaining. I go into my Jellicent hoping that some miraculous thing can happen. Unfortunately, he does not get the para hacks against him. It's not working in my favor. Salt's going all over the place, all over the table. But fortunately for me, if we were going off the score here, I go for the Scald and take out his Darmanitan. Sadly though, he still is packing 2 more Pokemon. He still does have like an upper hand on me just because of that. Maybe if I had 1 Pokemon left, I might have a chance. But unfortunately, with this paralyzed Pokemon here, this is just not working. We do not have enough HP for this at all. So my Jellicent does go down. I absolutely love this battle. Again, I loved seeing my Salamence just get wrecked. I was really sad and salty, but in a funny way about that whole him staying in, because I could have just killed it with the Dragon Claw and got the Moxie boost, but I didn't do that. But check out his channel, it's going to be linked in the description. I love this battle so much, and we will be back next week. I believe we're actually taking on A-Drive, so that's going to be a very intense match. A-Drive is doing very well in the UCL right now, and I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys!